host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
All right, baby. Welcome to the Gridiron. If you can get this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. Subscribe. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video up, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's totally free of charge. But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel, in the description box below, there's a link that takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me, and I thank you in advance. And then finally, just underneath there somewhere, there's another link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Basically, we have 9,600 members in the group. It is doing simply marvelous. But if I'm alive and breathing, if I got internet access, I'm putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, I've seen this there. There's a nice little theme kind of going on here. Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter is going to take a lot of center stage this evening here. I've seen this one. Now, of course, now this one here, it's, which one would you pick? Now, of course, now the Giants, chances are, I ain't going to have that problem. They are going to have quite possibly a very good problem, right? Because one of these is going to get shoved down their throat. I'm okay with that. We're going to talk about, the top 3 here and all that a little farther down the road here in our program this evening. But basically, just, hey, stranger things happen. Anything's possible, right? But chances are, right, when it comes to the Giants, they're not going to have their choice of both of those guys. Right, but I did see this. There's one article I saw. It was very well done, and they're pointing out. Each one of these guys. They're pointing out strengths of each one, and then each one's got their own weaknesses. But it just seems like just phenomenal what these guys can do. Just two. I certainly don't want to say generational talents. Don't want to say that, but talking about with Carter, like what he, as far as like an edge rusher, maybe one of the best, if not the best one. I heard it's coming out last like 5 years or so. I've heard Travis Hunter, as far as with his hands, right? Top 5 in the last 10 years or so, as far as a receiver and all that. Plus, also he's a cornerback. He can be a cornerback as well. So it's just, the Giants are, poised here, set, ready to pounce on quite possibly just one of 2 absolutely phenomenal talents. I said, with Carter, it's like, it's almost, it's like you're going from with Carter, right? It's going from like, hey, we didn't have too bad of a pass rush, to like, my God, we got like too many guys, right? Because we don't forget we got Brooke Olston in as well too. And I would like us to draft a defensive tackle. Now, of course, if you draft a defensive tackle like later on, probably the Giants take it. Probably, chances are, if they take somebody on defense first round, they're probably not taking defense second round. A lot of times it goes defense, offense, so. But, and the other nice thing, too, is like, say something would have happened to Bernsey I hope not. Or Kayvon, I hope not. Meaning injuries, right? I mean, you got somebody who can just step right in there. We're not losing nothing. And I said, you still got Colston, I think, for 3 years. Holy crap. Right? We got Burnsy for another 3 years. We got Golston for 3 years. If you draft Carter, we'll have him for 5 years. We got Sexy, I think, under contract for at least another 3 years or so. Hopefully, we pick up Kayvon's 5th-year option, and when we give that dude a freaking contract, you know what I mean? Man, I said I'd love us to get another defensive tackle, and it really, I mean, if we're going to go 3rd round or something like that, maybe somebody who's a good run stuffer. Okay, cool. Next year, let's hit that, right? Let's get a defensive tackle. I could rush the quarterback and stop it, right? I mean, then with the front wall, because then you can start doing what the Eagles are doing, right? The Eagles got themselves set, right? On a lot of positions, they're just adding to it. You know what I mean? Say, well, we got our front 4. Let's add some depth to the front, right? I mean, the Giants are just trying to fill out the front. The Eagles are adding depth to it. You know, the same thing with their offensive line with the Eagles. Like, I think they lost Becton, but I mean, they have a lot of their front line. You know, they draft somebody early. They're just adding quality depth in it. You know, right? That's what the Giants want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I sort of saw an article. It's a good one. Who wrote this one here? Want to give them their props here. I mean, my goodness, I mean, it's freaking crazy. Oh my God. Let's see. Who is this? Nick. Yeah, that figures. Nick Filato. Tell you what, guys. If you ever read anything from Nick Filato, now I'm an old fart. I'm a moron. All that, but me listening to him, he talks very fast, and but high football IQ. When anytime Nick Filato, writes an article, I mean, we're talking in-depth, detailed, right? There's no, let me put 2 paragraphs together and I'll throw an article out. No, Nick Filato gives you boom, right? So if you get something, you read something from Nick Filato, I mean, you're getting everything and the kitchen sink. He does a very, very good job. Very good job. So Nick Filato wrote this article, from Big Blue View. He said, making the case, Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. If they have a choice, which they're not really doubt it, but I think it's possible. Which one should the Giants draft? Now, I mean, that would be that is a very, very interesting question. Very interesting. Who should the Giants draft if they had the choice? Right? Hunter. We just brought in a cornerback. I mean, we just brought Slayton back, right? We drafted Jalen Hyatt. Yeah, do we need another? We could use another wide receiver, But with Carter, I mean, we're talking, edge rusher. So tough choice if they had their choice, right? Giants are in an advantageous position, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in depth and detail here, with the 3rd overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Basically, one of these 2 guys are going to get shoved down the Giants' throat. Oh, my God. I got to take one of these guys. Oh, my God. Really? Oh, it's horrible. Woo. And the beauty of it is because the Titans are going to probably take Cam Ward, right? That which allows the Giants to get one of these 2 guys. So, now, once again, the Giants need playmakers. They need guys, impact playmakers and all that. And if they were to pass on a quarterback, because the thing is, quite possibly, you don't know with the quarterback, right? If they're going to make it. You almost lock, stock, and barrel, take the money and go run to the bank, know that Hunter Carter are going to make it, right? So it's like, do you want to reach for a quarterback who may or may not make it? Or, or I'm saying, I mean, not saying if they take Shedeur, not saying he's going to bomb us, certainly not saying that. But is he someone who can take him to a Super Bowl? You don't know. You don't know. What you almost certainly do know is that between Hunter and Carter, almost these guys are difference makers. No, almost no. Right? So, but as I said, I mean, one of these two guys is almost going to get shoved down the Giants' throat. And then you know what? That, you know what I'm saying? After we drafted Malik, we're going to get one of these guys just shoved down our throat. So hope, and I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we'll win 12 games. I'm not saying any of that. But when this season starts, and hopefully one of these guys is shoved down our throats and we have to draft one of these two guys, you look back at last season and like, huh, 3-14 wasn't that bad after all. Thank you. So, let's see. So, quite possibly, the Titans will be taking Cam Ward with the number 1 overall pick. And you know what? I don't blame him either. Everything you hear about Cam Ward, this, that, even though, these guys, according to PFF, Hunter and Carter are rated higher than Cam Ward is. I don't blame him. If the Giants were number 1, I would expect them to take Cam Ward. He seems like the better prospect, the better, as far as quarterback out of all the other ones. I would expect it. As I said, if I was the Giants, I would want to take Cam Ward as well, too. Right? And have to pass on the other two. But I think Cam Ward, just from the stuff you hear, right? Of course, Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders is also in the conversation for the Giants. Nevertheless, the Giants may forego selecting Sanders in the first round and possibly add one of the 2 blue chip prospects. That's what I'm doing. Drafting Abdul Carter would arguably give the Giants the best pass rush in the NFL. I mean, come on, stop it. I mean, stop it. Stop it. Could you imagine that? I mean, if not the best pass rush, top 3, 4, but certainly top 5 pass rushers. And then not to mention the fact what we did with it. I'm not saying, our secondary's top 5, whatever, but we helped out the secondary too. Got a couple good linebackers back there. Right. I mean, we should have a good defense. And, one of the things is, if we don't get the quarterback this year, we got a quarterback for this year and next year. We got a quarterbacks for this year. We can worry about that maybe next year. But if you're going to add a blue chip and you don't need a quarterback on the defense. If we can give ourselves, a blue chipper on the defense and really make this defense really solid, right? I mean, I said that we could just add another 1 or 2 guys like next year on the defense, and we might be really, really good. Really good on the defense. Drafting Abdul Carter will give the Giants one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Brian Burns and Carter are screaming off the edge. Dexter Lawrence pushing the pocket, and Kayvon Thibodeaux inside as a NASCAR rusher. Right? Which is just one of the many unique and dangerous combinations at Bowen's disposal. And let's not forget about Golston, too. Don't forget about him. Paying him $6.5 million a year. Golston did very well for himself last season in a limited role. I mean, he wasn't out there for a boatload of snaps. Micah Parsons did attend Penn State and wore number 11, but the comparisons are still apt, albeit lofty. Bowen's simulated pressure package of 4 rushers, coupled with his twist game, would strike fear in the souls of every offensive line coach. Carter and Burns are plenty fluid. Yes, they are. I mean, having those 2 guys, holy crap. Plenty fluid enough to navigate space. The options are endless. I love hearing it. Then there's Travis Hunter, an A-plus character kid. Now, the one thing you will notice about here with Abdul Carter, which is not, which I'm sure the Giants will be getting to the bottom of it or trying to gather as much information as they possibly can on it, because this is not something you want to hear. One thing you do want to hear is with Abdul Carter, he just turned 21 years old. Holy, just turned 21. Are you kidding me? Wow. But he was charged with a misdemeanor, all right, for assaulting a tow truck driver last season. I mean, I don't care what it's a million, but assaulting something, so that's something they're going to want to dig a little bit more into. Now, obviously assaulting a tow truck, and possibly passing up on Abdul Carter. I could see the Giants maybe overlooking that or whatever, but something you're going to have to keep an eye on, right? Let's see. Travis Hunter, A+ character, kid with all-pro upside at cornerback and wide receiver. I mean, he can be I think about him, right? Right? We got Phillips. He's the nickel corner, slot corner, whatever you want to call him, right? We just brought a Debo in. If Banks tanks, we got Hunter. We could put Hunter as the number 2 cornerback. I mean, you kidding me? Holy crap. Right? Then we got Holland and Newman and as the safeties. Wow. Young, too. Young. Right? Let's see. Few players possess Hunter's overall movement skills. Pairing him with... I mean, it's like pairing Abdul Carter with Burnsy. Holy cow, right? Pairing Hunter with Malik Neighbors. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? Wow. Man, one of these two guys, white ball is going to get shoved down the Giants' throats. I mean, the only way, nobody can trade in front of the Giants and push the Giants back. Right? If one of these two guys ain't shoved in the Giants' throats, you know what that means? That means Cam Ward will be there for the Giants at number 3. I'm okay with that. We need a quarterback of the future. If we gotta, right? If the Giants think he's the quarterback of the future, go get him, Tiger. Then we'll have our quarterback for the future. All right, okay, I'm cool with that. Bring him aboard, baby. Right? So, where was that? Let's see. So, pairing Hunters with Malik Neighbors, even in the limited offensive packages, would give Brian Dable's offense immense upside. You ain't kidding, my goodness. Hunter could also quickly develop into the Giants' cornerback if Ty Banks' development declines. Absolutely. Right? I mean, if this is Banks' 3rd year, next season, before the 2026 season starts, we have to figure if we're going to pick up his 5th-year option or not. Right? But if he doesn't, progress, he starts digressing, right? Or, regressing, whatever you want to call it, right? Yep. Hunter can step in there. As I said, we'd have 3 young cornerbacks with Debo, Hunter, and Phillips. 3 nice cornerbacks. Wow. So now with this is Nick Filatto's. Here's my scouting reports on both players with Abdul Carter. I mean, he's got his strengths. He's got a ton of strength. I mean, my goodness. Weakness. He's got a few weaknesses. Some of his weaknesses with Abdul Carter, some of it is would be more of like if he was inside with bigger players. Now, in college, you can kind of get away with that. I mean, if you're going up against, in college, you can probably scheme up if Carter to go run inside or stay in something along those lines where you're going up against maybe weaker players or not as talented players. But in the pros, a lot of guys are really pretty good. You'll say, right, especially on the offensive lines. One of them is that he might have a hard time shedding bigger players, right? Bigger, but one of Carter's problems is also tackling. He misses some tackles. Now that's a fundamental you can work on. I mean, it's just certain skills are just God given. Like if your arms are 33 inches long, you're screwed. You can't. Well, work on your arms. They're 33 in length. Work on them. They'll be 35 by the end. That's not happening. He's 6'1". Well, we need him to be 6'4". Well, just work on that. He'll be 6'4", but no, you won't. Yeah, right. Duh, right. Certain things are God given. Other things you can work on. Right? You can work on your quickness, on your speed a little bit like that, but tackling, absolutely. It's absolutely something you can work on. Sure. But that was one of his big weaknesses. Or that weak, if you want to call it that. But I think it was somewhere in here. Misses a lot of tackles. 19.1% missed tackle rate in college. So basically, one out of every, this is Abdul Carter, out of every 5 tackle possibilities, he misses one. So that's not super spectacular. I like to get that. Usually, I mean, I like to get that under 10%. Right, miss one out of every 10 tackles. Okay, but he's missing like about 1 out of every 5. Some of that might be because he's going in there, balls to the wall, right? Just flying in there, and the guy cuts or whatever you're going to, you got to learn to slow down a little bit or whatever, guys, work on your fundamentals. But that is one of Carter's problems, right? I mean, could work on tackling fundamentals and become more secure. Not a bad run defender, but is clearly more of a pass rusher. Needs more time learning how to anchor versus the run. Let's see. Deconstructing blocks once engaged as base situations needs to improve. Relies heavily on impressive movement skills to avoid lockups with offensive tackles versus the run. So, there are a few players in recent NFL drafts who have the type of pass rushing upside that Abdul Carter has. I mean, which is one of the many reasons why he's compared to Micah Parsons among the obvious ones. Carter is an insanely sudden and quick athlete with a Neo-like ability to avoid contact and contort his body around the punches of offensive tackles. Carter keeps forward momentum with elite control while exploding up the rushing arc. Few players with high side like Carter, and even fewer use their feet, hands so well together. So the Giants are forced with Carter to shove Carter down. I mean, okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a good chance, really good chance. I mean, yeah, good chance, right? I mean, once again, if one of these guys, Hunter and Carter, get shoved down the Giants' throats, we're going to look back at. I mean, it was just like, what the frick was their record? I mean, I remember Parcells was 3-12-1. Yeah, his first season. And that's why we got Banksy. That's why we got Banks. Carl Banks, right? Can't remember what we were, 4-12. Was that what we were? We're going to be talking about this in a little few moments here. Not a few moments. I talk a lot. So, a few minutes. Maybe a few dozen minutes, whatever. But we're going to be talking about 1981, right? Can't remember, but I mean, you look back at 1980, and the Giants stunk. That's why they got the second pick. Well, then they get the second pick, and you look at who they picked in 1981 with the second overall pick, and you look at the 1980 season, it's like, it was worth it, right? That might be the same thing here. I'm not saying these guys are going to turn into Lawrence Taylor, not like that, or Jerry Ryan, but I mean, we get one of these guys, right? And, I'm saying you couple up Hunter with Malik Neighbors. Whoa. You couple up Carter with the other guys. I mean, you're like, you might get down on your knees and thank sweet dear baby Jesus. Thank you that we were 3-14. Thank you so much. Just might. All right, now real quick with Hunter, Travis Hunter. I mean, once again, he has rare elite athlete with exceptional balance and control, rare change of direction ability and elite fluidity, rare twitch and springy nature. There's a home run threat on every play. He's got like 35 or 40 different positives for him. Weaknesses: slightly undersized with a thin frame. That's certainly something you can work on now, right? Play strength against bigger, stronger receivers in the NFL is fair to question. Solid release package, but did have reps where he was eliminated by the press. But once again, if you work on, you can work something you can work on. But one of the things was strength, size, right? I mean, that would help. Not a bad blocker. He tries hard, but it's still a work in progress. Now going to the defensive side for Hunter. His tackling is not a weakness, but he lacks difference-making pop on contact. Shedding blocks for his tight ends when he can't dip or go around isn't elite. Has missed games in each of the last 3 collegiate seasons, possibly a workload issue, though, which is possible. So whatever team, if Hunter lands on the Giants or whoever, they're going to have to, I mean, that's not something, if you're in the freaking Super Bowl, right? And, if Hunter's feeling good or whatever or something, and say, hey, dude, you want to play every game? Every snap? All right, Tiger, go get him. We'll see you at the end of the game, brother. Go win us the Super Bowl, right? But, I mean, they're going to have to obviously, manage his workload throughout. I mean, because now we're even talking about an 18-game schedule. I mean, Jesus God. I mean, it really is a shame. I mean, of course you love the football, but but once again, it's all about this. It's not about the health of the players. It ain't about it's all about that, right? Hey, let's have a 37-game schedule. Yeah. It's just a shame. I mean, the players, their health and safety and all that is really, of course, paramount, But of course, now, unfortunately, we just got the 17-game schedule. We're looking at an 18-game schedule very soon. But whoever takes Hunter is going to have to really manage him. I mean, whether it's going to be, I don't know, 20. If he's going to be more of a defensive player, maybe you put him in like a nickel packages or dime packages, so maybe 20 snaps a game on defense, but then on offense you put him at 40 snaps a game, right? As one of the wide receivers. You have to, can't be putting 50 snaps on offense. You're just going to kill the dude, right? But I'll tell you what, I mean, it just that's a wonderful situation the Giants might find themselves in now. Of course, now the biggest thing, it's been for a couple of years now, is we need the quarterback, right? So after pick number 3, quite possibly the Giants are still going to need a quarterback, right? But, I mean, to get one of these guys shoved down the Giants' throats, we might look back at that's that 2024 season where, like, we were 3-14, and you go, yes. Thank you very much. So, I mean, you grab one of these guys and you got him for the next 10 years or so. I mean, we just got ourselves a freaking dog last year with Malik Neighbors. Let's get another one. We are in. We're in, right?